Hello darlings, it's Tess, and today I'm going to show you how I made this little mini art journal that I've nicknamed The Better Book. It started with me purchasing My Miniature Library by Daniela Terrazzini, where she gives you these tiny books, some blank, some not. They're absolutely beautiful, and so I decided to use one of the blank ones to turn into this little book of reminders. So I wrote down some of my mottos and just some really positive words that I always want to keep on my mind. Of course I had to paint it purple, my power colour, so I just used some regular purple acrylic paint to finish the cover, did a few layers. And then I decided to make end papers using these absolutely gorgeous purple stickers in this new roll of sort of sticker tape that I got from Kinokuniya here in Sydney. It's absolutely beautiful, I love it, and this is the other end paper that I did using it. I wrote Be a Light on this inside cover to represent the presence that I want to have artistically and personally in my life. And then I wrote My Love Will Win on the other cover to correspond to that light always overcoming darkness, whether it's toxicity, fear, or lies. I then used these gorgeous new flower stickers, and a few I've had in my collection for a while, because I like the idea that I was using natural things like flowers or butterflies and birds to decorate this book. There's an expression that says the truth is in the dirt, so shall we say flowers spring from the dirt, and then these mottos that the flowers decorate spring from the truth. Butterflies live their life for flowers, and so I decided to use this sticker tape to create a beautiful double page in the center of the book. Then for this Hope is an Action page, I decided to decorate it in a color scheme and a style that I associate with Florence and the Machine, because Hope is an Action is something that she said to us when I was at her live concert at the beginning of this year, and it's really stuck with me. Florence loves Frida Kahlo, and these impressionistic flowers kind of reminded me of that, and then this little vase of the bright red ones reminds me of the flowers that she has decorating her stage, and also because these red roses remind me of her hair. I wanted elegant and unusual flowers to go with her words. I decided to go for almost a pagan-y magic theme for this page for obvious reasons, so I used these pale, tiny, beautiful new stickers I've recently got in the middle of a wreath of succulents of a sheet that I've had for a while. I hung the two flowers upside down and gathered them together like this, kind of to make it look like it was a witch's crystal ball in which she sees flowers inside a wreath that she's created, and then dried flowers hung from the ceiling of her workshop. Something like that, anyway. I wanted this spread to have a theme of a good witch, a fairy, maybe even a druid healer, because the magic that matters the most to me is creativity and kindness, and both of those things heal, together and apart. That's what I see in this crystal ball. For this I Love You Keep Going page, I decided I wanted to do it in stickers that quite deliberately didn't match the way the stickers did on the previous two pages, because I Love You Keep Going has become such an everyday motto for me. I say it in every video, I write it, I repeat it to myself, and so I sort of thought that it would make sense to have it be everyday Tess, because I might love a pagan look once in a while, for example, but if you see me on a random day, chances are whatever I'm wearing does not match, and I'm probably gonna say I love you, keep going right after I say goodbye. This was another double blank page spread, and I decided that it was going to be another one that did match. I decided to go with the theme of a kikki.K sticker collection from a few years ago that I really loved, which are these really cute, really simple watercolor style illustrations. So from that sticker book, I've chosen natural things like leaves and butterflies and bugs, like I mentioned before, because these are all creatures that live their lives around flowers, which is the theme for this little book. Of course, I had to add little white fairy dots to this toadstool. What do you take me for? It must look like the kind of toadstool that Hosier gorges on whenever he is in the forest writing an album. I decided for this spread to be cartoony and a little bit childlike, because that's another interpretation of this same flowers and living things theme that I've chosen. Similarly, something in life that is constant to you, such as your creativity or your kindness for other people, always adapts itself in different ways to the situation. For example, with my creativity, there are times when I make things that are dark and serious, times when I make things that are whimsical or ethereal or mysterious, but then there are times when I just want to make things that are really sweet and wholesome and for everybody. And so I suppose that's the artistic version of all of these cute little cartoony shapes that a child might like just as much as an adult. There's always a place for the gentle and the simple in what I create so that every member of a family can enjoy it, and so that's what these 2 pages represent. This My Art Matters spread stumped me for a little while, but then I realised I wanted to run with the art word of the motto and decided to put down this sticker that wasn't just a bird and a flower, but was actually a bird and a flower and a book, because to me that image of the book represents creation in general, because when I was tiny, long before films and collages, the first thing I ever remember wanting to create were books and stories. I also imagined that the bird is a nightingale, which to me is a tribute to the Oscar Wilde children's story The Nightingale and the Rose, which I loved as a child. And I've also put the butterfly down to represent my favourite quote by John Keats, which is, "I almost wish we were butterflies and lived but 3 summer days. 3 such days with you I could fill with more delight than 50 common years could ever contain." So I decided to keep the butterflies on this spread for that reason. I just added some more flowers over there. A silver flower in the middle because I associate silver with armor, and I really do often think of the art that I make and my creativity in general as being my armor against the world, something that makes me happy and makes me feel protected. Look up has been my motto for a while, from yet another Florence song, and so I decided I wanted something that was quite delicate and light looking, and so I went with this sticker that's got a clear background. Look up also reminds me of dreams and fantastical images, as well as looking up in terms of optimism. As though you look up into your own imagination and withdraw something. And so to me, a really imaginative and surreal image is this sticker from a series I love that show flowers in ice cream cones, which is a pretty dreamy, abstract image. I have no doubt that someone who thought of ice cream flowers was looking up with their head firmly in the clouds. It's also a general favourite sticker of mine because it's so unique, and so I definitely wanted there to be at least one in this book. I then used another of the clear stickers from the same sheet to put a frame around the other pages. I then added the 4-leaf clover, not just because it fit perfectly in this spot, but also because my paternal ancestry is Irish. If this is a book about intentions and positivity represented by living things, then you can't get much more apt than a 4-leaf clover signalling good fortune. I then decided to call the whole thing The Better Book and put this beautiful sticker with the banner on the front of it. I want it to remind me of who and what I'm better than. I am better than fear. I am better than toxicity. I am better than someone who is cruel to the people around them. I am better than someone who takes their privilege or this planet for granted. And I am better than my own damaging thoughts of self-doubt. I decided to go over the letters in each of the pages in a colour that more closely corresponded the colour scheme of the flowers that I chose. So here is Florence's page, letters red like her hair and flowers strange and beautiful like her heart. The page of the artistic healer. Here is the beautiful, slight mess surrounding I love you, keep going, representing how I love to move through life, flinging those words around me like some source of chaotic good, hoping that it makes people feel less alone and for them to know that I love them. And here is the sweet and simple spread, reminding me that there's always a place in my creative universe for things that are wholesome and happy as well as complex or interesting. Here is the reminder that my art matters, and so does yours, by the way. It matters because we matter. It's like a book of who you are. And here's my tribute to looking up, now and forever. Look up to your potential, look up to your dreams, and look up to your better self, just like this book says. Because, in the end, your love will win. Love for yourself, love for others, and love for this world. Carry yourself that way, and your path will be so far above those who don't. Anyway, darlings, there it is. My little book of better. The smallest art journal I've ever made. Let me know if you want more videos about these. I really like the idea of creating them like some kind of talisman of a certain thought or a set of thoughts that I have in my mind. I'm really proud of this little book, and I'm actually carrying it around in my planner. I want you to remember your own positivity, whether or not you make physical things to help you. If you've never done so, I think you should try it. We're all creative in our own way, and that's something that's hugely important to me. When it comes to creating something that's straight out of your heart, there's no way to get it wrong. No matter how it looks, it's beautiful. Subscribe for more of my creativity and generally overlong speeches about all of our inherent magic. And remember, I love you. Keep going.